If we rewind to the late 19th century, Sunderland were winning league titles like it was the easiest thing in the world and got the nickname the team of all talents. And fast forward to 1973, Sunderland shocked the country by winning in the FA Cup against Leeds on Wembley. And after that, it has been a constant of yo-yo years going up, getting relegated, back and forth. And in recent time, we got a Netflix documentary called Sunderland Till I Die, where we get to see the struggles. We're seeing the back-to-back relegations all the way down to League One, constant change in managers and even change in ownership. But in May this year, Sunderland arrived at Wembley once more in a playoff final and beat Sheffield United 2-1 to gain promotion up to Premier League. This time the Black Cats arrived with a statement to stay and is currently sitting in the top half table just before Christmas. Sunderland spent around £160 million wisely on a new captain, an experienced player in Granit Xhaka, new defenders in Mukiele and Reinildo, new midfielders in Diarra, and permanent transfer on Enzo Lifi. They also bought a few new forwards in Adingra, Robbery and Taibi, and they joining a decent core already with Roofs in goal, Ballard as a centre back and Isidore up front who is leading with 4 goals. And then there's the young talented midfielder in Chris Rigg and some others to also build around. Maybe you can find similar players to former local boys in Jordan Pickford and Jordan Henderson. So why should you pick Sunderland as your next career mode save? Well, you got a great budget, a very strong youth setup and a great project. You have a potential to build something for the future. This is the ultimate new season arc of Sunderland Till I Die, and the plan is simple. No more yo-yo years. You have to survive the Premier League and stay up. Build something that lasts and get back the nickname of the team of all talents. If we rewind to the late 70s under Brian Cloug's miracles, where Nottingham Forest were kings of Europe by winning the Champions League back-to-back, one of just 6 English clubs to ever conquer the trophy, then the relegation hell started after that, all the way until a few seasons ago where Forest finally clawed back to the Premier League where they belong. And in the first season they scrapped survival and then the big roar at the City Ground had returned. Last season they finished in 7th place, gaining an impressive Europa League spot under Nuno Espirito. But this season, things have taken a complete U-turn and into complete chaos with multiple manager changes. Nuno was sacked, Ange Postecoglou came in, got sacked after barely winning any games. And now they have Sean Dyche who is fighting with fire and sitting in the relegation zone. And despite losing star winger Elanga to Newcastle, the summer spending screamed ambition by signing proven wingers in Bakwa and Doye to battle for the flanks. Douglas Luiz is on loan to replace Danilo who got sold. You also find attackers in Hutchinson, Caimendo for Europa League depth, and they join a rock-solid core with Sells in goal, Milinkovic anchoring the defense, Gibbs White pulling strings, and Chris Wood to bang in goals up front. Unfortunate, he is out with a knee injury, but he's a top Premier League striker you got there. And you also find a couple of young talents in Murillo, Anderson, who is 2 dynamites ready to explode and become really strong starters. Now, why should you pick Forest as your next career mode save? Well, with a great starting 11 and a decent squad depth for Europe, Your goal is to start by scrapping relegation survival whilst trying to make the most out of the knockout stage in Europa League. And in the long run, you should be able to push back for a top 7 finish again. And maybe one day back to the Champions League dream, just like in old days. Well, not for a long time ago, Chelsea under Roman Abramovich were unstoppable. Trophies poured in, legends were made, Stamford Bridge was a fortress of glory. Then came 2022, Roman left for different reasons, Blue Co arrived and hit the reset button completely. Out went the experience, in came teenagers, and managers were hired and sacked left, right and center. Chelsea couldn't build any stability, and they spent 2 seasons outside the top 4. Yet somehow, you can't look away. A giant club decided to gamble everything on you, and people were questioning, how is this going to end? Just until recently, things looked more stable. Chelsea ticked off the full trophy set last season by winning the Conference League, lifting the new Club World Cup format after smashing PSG, and they're doing quite well this season as well, sitting 5th in Premier League, not far away from top 4, and winning against big sides in Champions League. During the summer, Chelsea continued to bet on younger talents like João Pedro, Liam Delap, and a couple of young wingers in Gittens and Garnacho, as well as bringing back André Santos from loan. And they slot into a world-class core of Reece James, Cucurella as fullbacks, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez running the midfield and complementing each other, and you also have the star player Cole Palmer pulling strings from the number 10 role. You also find lots of wonder kids with high potential in Hato, Colwill, and especially Estevao Willian, who could become one of the best players in the future, perhaps the next Neymar. So why should you pick Chelsea in your next career mode save? Well, you have a gold mine of young talents to build a dynasty with for the next decade, whilst at the same time not selling for just top 4 finishes. The aim is to hunt Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and lift the Premier League trophy once again and build back the fortress of Stamford Bridge.